Hey there, I'm Natalie and welcome back to my YouTube channel, Natalie Core. This space is always about realigning to the centre view for the movement of Barre and Pilates. Today's session is all about working your pelvic control, Pilates style. You're going to come to lay down onto your back when you're good to go. And as you come to lay down onto your back, you want your feet to be hip distance and parallel. Your heels are just close enough to your body. You can take your heels with your fingers, with the arms down beside you, grounding into your feet, into your palms, into your shoulders, and closing off those eyes for some breath work to begin with. Take those deep inhales in through nose. Exhale through pursed lips. So keep going with the inhale in through nose. And exhale out through mouth. Now I always like to bring it back to that traditional way to breathe in Pilates. So you're thinking about inhaling into the sides of the body with that wide expansion of the ribs there. And the exhale, so the ribs sink back in towards the centre, the midline of the body. So when you inhale, you're thinking your ribs are trying to go wide as they can to the sides of the room. And when you exhale, they come back into meet one another. Continuing with that breath where possible, flickering open your eyes, moving into your pelvic tilts. I'm going to move my arms so you can see, but you want to keep both arms down beside you. When you inhale, the tailbone goes heavy into that mat, so you'll create that slight arch between the low back and the mat, that anterior pelvic tilt. As you exhale, imprint the low back down, you're tucking that tailbone under, so a slight round of your back, your posterior pelvic tilt. But on a bridge, keep your hips down. So inhale, tailbone goes down this mat, you find that arch between the low back and the mat. Exhale, pressing the back down, you find that tuck in the tailbone as you press it back down into the mat. Rocking the pelvis back and forth, getting straight into that pelvic element here. Now when you're pressing the back down, think belly button draws down to get more of that deep engagement of your core there. Then you release that engagement when the tailbone goes down and the back lifts slightly. So right now we're rocking that pelvis back and forth. We are utilising our anterior, the arch, and posterior, the rounding of the back there. So very appropriate, but often the arch more than the rounding is very inappropriate in most movements. But right now it serves a purpose as you work through your pelvic movement here. You take one more inhale for tailbone to go down. You're finding that slight arch between the back and mat. On an exhale to press the back down, you find that tuck of the tailbone. Then you come back to a neutral point at halfway in between both. We go to the pelvic curl. Take a deep inhale in. As you exhale, draw the belly button down. So press the back down like you were a moment ago on those exhales. But now we start to lift that pelvis, low back, mid back, to come up into the pelvic curl position. So we're rounding that back. We're scooping at the abs. This is a Pilates style movement. So we're rounding the back, different to what we do in yoga. Inhale to pause here at the top. Exhale, sequential movement, so thinking back comes down first as in the mid-back, low back comes down, and then your pelvis comes down last. Inhale at the bottom here. Exhale, press the back down so the navel draws down. Now you start to lift that pelvis. As you lift the pelvis, low back joints, the mid-back joints, and we round the back up into the pelvic curl. So we keep the abdominals sinking, we keep the ribs drawing in. You pause here as you inhale. Exhale. Sequential movement from the mid-back, low back, pelvis comes down last. We go for 3 more like this. Inhale in. Exhale, press back down, find that tip, the pelvis lifts, and you're pulling up from low back to mid-back. Thighs are always squeezing into that thigh engagement. Inhale, pause. Exhale, back starts to peel down from mid to low back to pelvis. 2 more. Inhale in. Exhale, really think about sinking the low back down. Really press that low back down and then start to lift the pelvis from there. We're rounding up into your pelvic curl, keeping the hands and the shoulders grounded, feet grounded. Inhale. Exhale, peeling down, slow and controlled. Back to neutral. This time we will stay up. Inhale in. Exhale, press low back down, draw belly button down. Now tuck that tailbone under and peel pelvis. Low back, mid back up. You're holding here. Really think sinking down in the centre. Having that core engagement, abdominals drawing in, ribs drawing in. We find that rounding of the pelvis, that pelvic curl, that rounded position. Now as you hold here, let the palms float up on an exhale. Inhale, arms come down. When the palms come up, it's wrists in line with shoulders. So keeping that pelvic curl lifted. Exhale, arms come up, wrists in line with shoulders. Inhale, arms come down. So we're maintaining a hold in that pelvic curl and moving our shoulders with a measure. Exhale, arms come up. Inhale, arms come down. Just remember 5, 4, 3, 2. Arms stay lifted on that last one. Inhale in. Exhale, peel your back down from mid-back, low back. Pelvis comes back to neutral and the arms come all the way down to the ground if they are still indeed lifted. So from here, floating your right leg into a tabletop, left leg into a tabletop, glue the legs together, reach your arms out to the sides and then bring the arms off the ground behind your head, palms face the ceiling. Make sure your low back is in a neutral position. Doesn't need to be imprinted, but it's most certainly not arching. We're going to find that lumbar pelvic stabilization here, so the low back is staying still. Deep inhale in for your hundreds prep. Exhale, move the arms first, enable down through the head and chest. From here, inhale, move the arms and release the head and chest to come back down. So exhale, arms move first, then draw belly button down to lift your head and chest. Inhale, arms move first, release your head and chest down. So in terms of your pelvic control here, we are thinking about the low back staying relatively still. And it's actually really when the arms are going back behind you that the low back will want to lift. So when the arms are going here, if you drop them down to the ground, you're more likely to arch your back, and that's when you lose control over your pelvis here. So keep your back still, which means your arms are only going to hover off the ground each time they go back. Still keeping that pelvic control the whole way through here as you keep working in that motion. Good. So next time your arms come forwards, you're keeping your head and chest lifted. Now you can have the arms straight, hovering off the mat if that's okay for your head and neck. You can also have your hands behind the head and neck if you need to. You're extending both legs up to ceiling. Single leg drop here. Inhale, the right leg down. Exhale, right leg up. Inhale, left leg down. Exhale, left leg up. Now as you're doing this movement, be mindful about your lower back once more. So if you're focusing on range, as in trying to get the leg down as low as you can, you are likely to start rocking the pelvis, which means you've lost control of the pelvis and your back is lifting off the mat. So we focus on the back staying still as a priority, not on how low the leg goes down. If you need to rest your head down flat to make it easier, that's absolutely fine. If you want to keep your head lifted, you've also got the option of the hands behind your head to protect your head and neck there if you need that as well. But your back staying down is your main primary focus here, okay? So a natural gap between the back and the actual mat, the neutral position is fine, but no arching to get legs down lower. Let's just go for another 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, I believe we're starting on the right leg, finish with the left leg coming down, and then up to finish. Hold back to the legs, bend your knees, release your head down, hug knees into your chest and rock from side to side. Once you've had a little massage of your back into the mat, bring yourself back to being nice and still, extending your left leg long on the mat, so left leg is fully anchored down. Again, arms down beside you, extend your right leg up to ceiling, now flex the right foot so toes point towards you for your leg circles. You let your right leg cross over to your left, circle and down over to your right, and then back in towards the centre. You inhale on one circle, and you exhale on the next circle. So you're alternating the breathing on each circle. Again, the range of the movement here is not important. Your pelvis staying completely still is important. So watch your pelvis trying to rock from side to side. You're working into your hip mobility here, also working into lower abs, but it's all about that pelvic control. So keeping that pelvis still the entire time. The next time you exhale, that's the final one in this direction. Same leg, just go the other way. over to the right, on and down, across to the left and in towards you. So same leg, just up direction, that foot stays nice and flexed, we still move in the hip joint, we still keep that pelvis nice and still here. The next time we finish, we'll do a circle on an exhale. That is the last one on that side. Bend the right knee in, slide the right leg down, bend the left knee in, extend the left leg up to ceiling. So you're going to anchor the right side down, flex the left foot, we go across to your right. So left leg goes to the right, on and down, over to the left and back in towards you. Again, you inhale, one full circle, and you exhale the next circle. And we're still about that pelvis being under control, so keeping the pelvis still. So small circles are preferred if you are rocking from side to side. The next time we do a circle and exhale, may not be the last one in that direction, then we go the opposite way, same leg. So over to the left, on and down, cross to the right, in towards you. And again, just really focus on that pelvic control and stability as you work here into the hip mobility as well. Good. So next time we do a circle and exhale, may it be the last one, and then bend that knee into your chest, bend the other knee into your chest, take a little rock from side to side, massaging your back on to the mat here. Once you have a little rock from side to side, come back to being nice and still, bring your arms down the side, your palms nice and flat, extend your legs up to the ceiling for your corkscrew. So when you keep the pelvis quite close to the ground, so be careful to lift up your bum here, pelvis stays in contact with the ground, palms down, shoulders down, inhale, draw straight line over to your right, exhale, circle and down, over to the left hand side, back in to a straight line through the centre. Go the other way, inhale, straight line to the left, circle and down, over to your right, and back in through centre. So keep alternating the side that you're starting your circle with, and keep your pelvis quite low. So your pelvis and your legs move as one unit, but not because you're dropping the legs down low, which will then make your back lift, which means your pelvis is having to work for that to happen. Your circle, semicircle in this case, is meant to be small and controlled to keep the lumbar spine relatively still on the mat there. So minimal lift of your low back, if any at all. The back is meant to be staying down, not an imprint, but it stays down. So your circles are probably going to be smaller in the range, okay? So we're thinking about what part of the body we're moving, not on how big the circles are. So we want to be moving through the centre, pelvis and legs move as one unit, but your low back, your lumbar spine should be staying still on the mat there as you go from one side to another. So working on rotation without lifting your low back. Your last semicircle starts when you draw a straight line over to your left hand side, round and down, and then bring it back through centre. Knees in, take a little hug, rock from side to side here. And when you have a little rock from side to side, you're eventually going to roll onto your right and onto your front into a quadruped. So hands under your shoulders, fingers nice and widely spread, and knees under your hips. Just make sure you've got room to step back because we will move back into a plank position. Shoulders drawing down towards your ribs, soft bend those elbows. Step the right foot back, find that strength in your shoulder stability, and then float the left leg back. Feet just slightly separated here. For your front support, keeping the back nice and long, keeping the pelvis nice and still. Exhale. Inhale, knee comes under hip, any knee. Exhale, step back, alternate sides. Inhale, knee under hip. Exhale, step back. Inhale, knee under hip. Exhale, step back. My favourite thing to say with a front support is that it's not a mountain climber. So we're not coming away up to chest. So watch your range. Again, it doesn't need to be a big movement. Your focus here is to keep lifting up from your abdominals, and that pelvis is staying under control. So what you're not doing is this kind of tipping from side to side, which then presents itself as a twisted mountain climber, but equally you're not arching into the back as well, which is not going to be great for your low back as it is. So just think about keeping the back nice and long, lift up from the abdominals, and that solid plank position. For 5, 4, 3, 2, left knee comes forward last, step back, Knees come down and push back into your rest position here. Then from your rest position, come forwards so you are laying onto your right arm underneath you. So right arm is nice and long underneath you, your palm is facing up to the ceiling. Start with your knees in line with your hips and your heels in line with your knees, so your shins are facing the same way as the side of your mat here, alongside your mat here. And extend your top leg, so your left leg in this case, nice and long. It should just be hip distance, no higher, no lower. Flex that left foot for your side leg lift. Exhale, lift up. Inhale to lower to restarted. Exhale to lift, only like an inch or so. When I say an inch, like 3 inches is what I mean. Not up here. That's not needed. Just going up and down from here. So in terms of the pelvic control awareness, we're keeping the hips nice and stacked, and we're not kind of rocking back and forth or anything. So we're keeping this solid center as you go up and down. That's going to target your glute med, the side glute there, as you lift up and down. So you will feel this in your glute very shortly. So that would be correct. Keep drawing it in with the center, so ribs in, abs in, as you go up and down. Good. Now from here, keeping that left leg roughly the same height as your hip for your forwards and lift. As you exhale, the left leg comes forwards, it lifts up, inhale down, and sweep back to where you started. So exhale forwards and lift. Inhale down and back. Now we need to be mindful of the pelvis here in particular, because again that element of rocking wants to happen. So if you are just mindlessly going up and down without control, you're going to be rocking back and forth. And I'm slightly exaggerating, but it does happen. So keep this solid in this position. You just put the leg forwards and lift up, down, back to where you started. So watch your backward movement. It doesn't become this kind of movement where you're rocking forwards because you're taking the leg back too far. Keep it under control as you go up and down and back each time. This will start to again fire up your glute, the side glute here, a little bit more. Okay, from here, the next time you bring your left leg forwards, keep it forwards. Now you want to think hundreds with the breathing. It's pulses of 5 on an inhale, pulse of 5 on an exhale. So you start to pulse that left leg up and down. You inhale, 3, 4, 5, exhale. 3, 4, 5, inhale. 3, 4, 5, exhale. 3, 4, 5, inhale. 3, 4, 5, exhale. 3, 4, 5, inhale. 3, 4, 5, exhale. 3, 4, 5, last round. 3, 4, 5, exhale. 3, 4, 5, and then allow yourself to bend this left leg. Extend your right leg underneath you. Flex that right foot. Now bend this left knee even more. You want your left toes to be pointing down to where your right toes are. You can use your left hand to push the inner thigh back of that left leg. So you start to get a stretch in that glute there. For your adductor lift on the right hand side. Exhale, lift up. With the right leg, inhale to release. So exhale to lift. Inhale to release. So we're trying to give you a nice little stretch of this left glute as we're lifting the right leg up and down. Now watch your pelvis, because even I just noticed it for myself just then. As you lift that right leg up, watch this. That we're not then rolling back. Pelvis under control, keep your hips nice and light. Exhale, lift. Inhale, lower. 2 more. Exhale. Inhale, last one, bring it up. And then release it down from here. And then just bringing your legs back to being straight together, pointing your toes, look down the line to make sure you can see your toes, so not too far back for your side lift. The left hand still stays down in towards you. And you want to start by floating your legs off the ground, and there should be a natural gap between your right side and the mat here for your side lift. Exhale, press the right side of your body down, the legs lift up. Inhale, legs come to hover, your right side slightly lifting again. So exhale, lift right side down, inhale to release. This gets a bit more into your obliques, but still has that element of pelvic control because your hips need to stay nice and stacked. It's not rolling all over the place here. Just for 5, 4, 3, 2. Stay lift the legs, keep pressing the right side down for 3, 2, 1, and release. Once you're done from here, just graciously bring yourself up into zigzag legs. So your right leg is forwards, your left leg is back. Bring your left hand down, the right hand up and over into that side stretch. Come back through centre, and nice and gracefully you'll roll onto your other side for your leg work, your glute base work first. So you want to have your left arm underneath you, palm faces up to ceiling. You're flexing both your feet, and again we're keeping the hips back, so we want to keep that pelvis under control here. Floating your right leg up away from your left leg as your starting point. You exhale to lift just a few inches higher. Inhale to release down. Exhale to lift. Inhale to release. So again, it's not about the heights. I often say the range, as I said already today, the range is something that we work towards. It's not something that we do ahead of your technique. Get the technique right first, and then the range will come with time. Exhale, lift. Inhale to release here. So that pelvis is staying under control. There's no kind of rolling backwards right now. The next time you lift that right leg up, keep it lifted. And then you bring this leg forwards. So you exhale forwards and lift. Inhale down and back to where you started. Watch your pelvis rocking here. Exhale forwards, lift. Inhale lower and back within reason. Forwards and lift, down and push back. Just watching that backwards movement, because it's the backwards movement in particular that will make your leg want to start, make your pelvis, want to start rocking backwards and forth as the leg is going forwards and back in itself. Okay, so next time you bring the right leg forwards, hold it here. Again, we think hundreds in terms of pulsing. So you pulse up and down, you inhale, 3, 4, 5, exhale, 3, 4, 5, 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 last round, inhale, 3, 4, 5, exhale, 3, 4, 5, bend that knee in, and from here, I realised I had my knee bent on the other one, that's my foot, but we've done it now, so from here, you're going to have your right foot come down with your toes pointing towards your left toes there. Again, keeping that pelvis so you can take your right hand into inner thigh there. We want to flex that left foot, exhale to lift up the leg, inhale to release. So you're going to push this top leg back to get the glute stretch as you float the inner thigh up on the left leg and then down. Just watch as you're lifting this leg up, that you're not then rocking back and forth, which is a little bit hard to control, I will admit, as you go up and down. 2 more. Last one. And then release. So from here, both legs straight. Now they are meant to be straight, both legs straight. Point your toes. Right hand down. You have a gap between your left side of the mat. You float your legs off as your starting point. Exhale, press the left side down. The legs go up higher. Inhale, these legs to hover, and you have the gap between the left side of the mat once more. So exhale to lift. Inhale to release. Exhale to lift. Inhale to release. Just for 5, 4, 3, 2. Press the left side down, lift the legs up for 3, 2, 1, and release back once you're done. Immediately come down to your front, and we'll finish off with a nice little back extension today. So feet slightly separated, palms into your thighs, pressing that pelvis into the mat, aiming to keep belly button lifted off the mat. Inhale, lengthen to lift the head and chest. Exhale to release down. Inhale, extend, reach the head to lift up. Exhale to release. Just for 3. And then 2. And then last one is you lift up, hold it here, keep the feet down, press pelvis down. And then release once more. Hands beside you, push up onto knees, push back into rest position. Let your head rest down on the ground. Walk hands back in towards you. Interlace fingers behind the back, press palms together with the arms up away from the back there. Bring yourself back down. Just take a little zigzag of your legs, so left leg forwards, right leg back, so you can do the lateral stretching on the side, so bring your right hand down, left hand up and over. We've already done the other side, so we're just going to do this side for a stretch because we already did the other side after the last side lift. Come back through centre here. Let the soles of the feet come together. Shimmy your bottom close to your heels. Press down to open out into inner thighs there. Shoulders joined down. And then allow yourself to either sit cross-legged or come to kneeling. And from here, just take a moment to interlace fingers in front of you, round your arms, up, back and shoulders, like you're trying to pull your hands apart. Press the palms away from you, press the palms up to the ceiling, reach the arms around and down. That is you done for today for another Pilates session, your pelvic control session for today. As always, if you like this video, give it a thumbs up. If you're not already a subscriber to my channel, please do go ahead and hit that bell in order to get notified each time I upload a new video on a weekly basis. Until next time, until the next pelvic control based session, have a great one. I'll see you again soon. Take care. Bye.